Hello everyone. Today we are going to see a small demonstration of the hydrogen gas monitoring and control panel. So I'll be taking you step by step about the setup that we have just formed over here, and I'll be telling you the applications and the features that we'll be putting on the live scenario. This is just a small demo, and the application here is for a bedroom application. And let's focus on the sensor first. So this is basically your hydrogen sensor, and it's basically been manufactured from MSR-ELECTRONIC. So it's all made in Germany. You can see the descriptions over here. So it sports with a 3-wire system, and it requires just a 24-volt DC power supply. It also comes with a sensor that is basically made up of a polycarbonate enclosure. It basically consists of a hydrophobic filter for the dust and water protection. The sensing element over here, we are using a catalytic baluster which supports you with a life of greater than 3 years. Let's see the internal view of the sensor. It is a 3-wire system, and you will be surprised with the architecture and the look of the sensor, because I don't believe that any other make has this kind of a architecture or the design which has been implicated to this particular make, that is MSR-Electronics. Now let's focus on to the control panel. So here we have just added a 7-segment display along with a small LED indication and a few keypads to do the settings and to play with your applications as per your requirement. So now, since it's an applications where we are dealing with a bedroom system, so here we are having two set points, that is alarm limit 1, that is we have fixed as 15% LEL, that is your lower explosive limit, and your alarm level 2, that is 25. Now choosing the alarm is just for the safety purpose, and we are here not to reach the set the range that is 100% LEL. So our main intention will be to not make the hydrogen level to reach 100%, which is nothing but your explosive level, or the state of ignition that you can say whenever there is some kind of a surge, electrical surge, or a spike. Now moving on to the other application, you have a tower light been placed over here, which basically shows you that it's the system is working in healthy condition. That is indicated by your green light. Then there is a yellow light as well that will tell you about the fault as well as error conditions. For example, if there is any disconnection of the wire from the control panel from the sensor, then you will be having this indication, meaning that there is some fault in the error, or even if the sensor is dead, you can get this indication, which will give you more better way of understanding of the functionalities and the working of the sensor. We have an alarm limit as well, which will indicate in color red. That I'll be showing you a few minutes from now, after completing the other applications that we have added to this control unit. The other two setup that we have taken place is that we need to control the exhaust system, basically, because in a battery room application we have a exhaust fan which will basically drain out all the hydrogen gas which is present in the battery whenever there is some kind of a leak that supports the battery to emit into the atmosphere whenever there is an overcharging or an undercharging process. So in order to have that to be exhausted from the area, in order to not reach that explosive limit, we have this exhaust fan, which is basically an alarm 1 we have set it. So whenever there is any leak, or let's say some particles of hydrogen leaks from the battery, we are not going to first give an alarm level, because alarm level is generally used for the level where there is no control over that. So our main intention and our main focus will be to just on the exhaust fan, so that all the gas and all the particles that will create an explosive limit are emitted out in the atmosphere. And if the fan is not able to control it, then we are going to trigger an alarm, so that the person over there can come in and take some necessary actions so that the explosive criteria is being avoided, and ultimately we can save the asset and human protection for the company and the factories where we have these battery rooms. So I'll just give you a quick demonstration. Before that, there is one more new feature that we have added over here. It's nothing but your fire indication. So let's say whenever there is a fire which is being taking place in your premises, and you want that also to be indicated, and you want that also to be alerted to the people who are working nearby around the battery room. So we have for your example, we have just taken a push button over here. So whenever there's a fire, that means it can be a dry contact. So whenever there's a dry contact, this will again give an indication in your red LED saying that there is a fire occurrence in the premises as well. So in order to take this demonstration, there are two methods. One, I can go with the conventional one, which I can use the gas cylinder, which is nothing but hydrogen gas. And the other best method is to use this lighter, which you can see over here. And the purpose is to just spray and not to light it up. So we are just going to spray a little bit of particles to the gas sensor, closer to the gas sensor, since it contains all the hydrocarbon particles and a few particles of hydrogen. So it is very easy for the hydrogen sensor to basically detect. So I'll just give you a quick demo over here. So I'll just spray a bit, and you can see the variations that will be posed into this display, and it will be a very smooth and linear variation, and you won't see any fluctuations or step variations that are normally seen into the devices of our other make and models. So that is one plus point that we have, because since we are into human safety and asset protection, we need to make sure that the linearity is always up to the mark, and even the sensor is being calibrated before it is being installed at site. So I just spray, and you can see the sensor was way too sensitive to just grab a little bit of hydrogen particles, basically a hydrocarbon, and give you the readings. So when it falls below 15, the exhaust fan is going to go off, and when it crosses the 25% LEL, you will see an alarm which is being indicated along with the buzzer, which is being indicated again with the red color status LED. So I'll just give you a quick demo once again so that you get a better idea. So once it falls below 25, you will see the alarm goes off with the light, and 15% LEL, you will see the fan goes off. So alarm is gone, the system is healthy, and the fan is gone whenever we got a drop of the hydrogen particles which was below 15% LEL. And that way we can have a fully automated system. No need to have a manual operating of the fan nor your alarm levels. So this will give you a plus point in energy saving. That is one major point that we are going to focus on, and as well as your it will be eco-friendly kind of a behavior that gives from the sensor, so that we have this tendency to not allow the hydrogen gas to simply get exposed to the environment. And also we have this greenhouse saving effect. That is one more added advantage that we can serve the environment in order to keep the people and the environment with people living in and safe. And the least is your asset protection. So I'll just give you a demo where, if in case there is a fire, and if you get an indication over here, what will be the reaction of the system. Basically your alarm will set off, and the exhaust fan will start off, so that all the smoke and fumes that has been created by the fire gets emitted to the atmosphere. So let's say there's a fire. So whenever there is a fire, your exhaust fan will start off, and you will be getting an indication as in the form of hooter, as well as a visual effect. In case of an alarm, we are using the red status LED. So I think that this wraps it off about the small demo and explanation about how the system works and how we can save human lives and asset protection for the companies and industries that are upcoming, let it be commercial or industrial applications. We have all the verticals that we can cover with. Our expertise from Germany and Australia is always there with us, and we are ready to serve to the people and the nation. And that's it. Thank you for watching.